Welcome to Pearls for Parkinson's. Here is this week's daily living tip. Welcome back to Pearls for Parkinson's. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Today we're talking about skin conditions in Parkinson's, and I wanted to talk to you about your risk for melanoma. Now, melanoma is a type of skin cancer, and we're not quite sure why, but people with Parkinson's have twice as high a risk of getting melanoma than individuals without Parkinson's disease. And they think it has to do with what's called alpha-synuclein, which is a protein that builds up in the brain, but also the melanin, which is the pigment in your skin and your eyes and your hair. So between those two factors, there's an increased incidence in melanoma. So I wanted to talk to you more about how to identify that and what to do to prevent it. So on your screen, you're going to see an example of what melanoma looks like, and it's important to be able to identify. What you're going to do first is check your skin every month, and you want to make sure that you're checking like your top of your head, your scalp, the tips of your ears, since those get a lot of sunlight. You want to look between your fingers and between your toes. You want to check your back, and if you can't check your back easily, you can use a mirror or you can ask a partner for help in checking those areas. But you want to look throughout the whole body and see if there are any areas that have very irregular borders or are very dark in color or are changing and kind of mutating over time. And then if you do notice that, you need to get in to see a dermatologist. Now, the second recommendation is that actually everybody with Parkinson's should get in annually for a dermatologic exam, so see a dermatologist. And that's a skin doctor, and they're going to look for these things, and they have a better eye for it than what we do. So you want to have that exam. It's going to be a head to toe exam, so you're going to have to put a gown on, and you want that exam every year. When we're thinking about prevention, there are quite a few things that we can do to help prevent skin cancers. The first thing is that you want to wear your sunscreen, and the American Academy of Dermatology recommends an SPF of at least 30. This one is a SPF 50. So you want to make sure that you have the right protection for sunscreen, and then you want to apply that 15 minutes before you go outside. You're going to use about the amount of a shot glass and get that all over your exposed skin. And if you're getting in the water or you sweat a lot, you're going to want to reapply that more often, but otherwise it's recommended that you reapply every 2 hours. So a lot of times people put it on one time and they go out and they just never reapply it again. So make sure that you're reapplying that sunscreen so that it's effective. Another consideration is the clothing that you're wearing. The top that I have on is actually UV protectant, and it's long sleeve, but it's very breathable. So when I go outside in my garden, I can have long sleeves on and not sweat too much because it has good airflow, but it also has the sun protectant that I need, being the fair lass that I am. So make sure that you're wearing the right clothing. You could don a hat with a wide brim to really protect the scalp as well as the tips of those ears, and then make sure you're wearing sunglasses as well. It's important to get sun. We talked about that in the past because that helps us to absorb vitamin D, and vitamin D helps us absorb calcium. So we do need some sun, but we don't want that direct sun at like high noon. So really try to avoid that time or wear extra protection during that time. I hope you find these tips useful. You get the sun that you need, but you stay safe and you enjoy your summer. Tune in next week for more Pearls for Parkinson's. The Wisconsin Parkinson Association is a grassroots organization funded by people like you. To support more local programming like this, visit wiparkinson.org.